Welcome to NLV News. Here's the breaking news for the next 300 years.
At the scene of Jamestown, the first English settlement in 1607. Sir, what are your thoughts on Jamestown? In 1620, the Pilgrims led by God are signing the Mayflower Compact, the first self-government document.
Salem, Massachusetts, in the year of 1692, here to document the horrific events of the Salem witch trials.
In the 1720s, at the scene of the Great Awakening.
Jesus!
Many people are being saved and coming to Jesus. George Whitefield, how do you feel about this?
This woman over here yonder has been saved by the Lord Jesus Christ.
Jesus!
The French and Indian War of 1754, where the French led by Marquis Montcalm and the British led by Edward Braddock are at odds.
I help French, I get croissant! Croissant!
1760, with local colonists investigating the Sugar and Stamp Act, which is enforcing a harsh tax on sugar and imported goods, along with legal documents and paper.
Start paying your taxes!
Quartering Act forces colonists to welcome British soldiers into their homes.
What's your Netflix password? At the signing of the Treaty of Paris in 1763, North America has just been changed by the removal of French influence. The era of the croissant is now over. In 1770 at the Boston Massacre, where angered patriots are demanding the departure of the British soldier.
In 1773 at the Boston Tea Party, Sons of Liberty disguised as Indians are protesting the tax on tea by throwing tea into the harbor.
1775, in the middle of the night, Paul Revere is writing to warn the colonists that the British are coming!
In 1778, during the Revolutionary War, Valley Forge rebels wait for French reinforcements in the cold winter.
July 4, 1776, 56 men signed Jefferson's Declaration of Independence that states all men are created equal. 1783, in the Newburgh Conspiracy, officers demands pay, but Washington changes their minds by the reading of a letter.
In 1789, George Washington became the first president of the United States of America.
Here in 1789, Alexander Hamilton is George Washington's Secretary of Treasury. 1791, the First 10 Amendments, the Bill of Rights, restricted government and gave individual rights.
In 1790, the unconstitutional Alien and Sedition Acts took away immigrants' rights to freedom of speech.
I am an American citizen.
You have no rights! 1790, where the government has placed a tax on whiskey, and the farmers of Pennsylvania are very drunk and very angry.
These darn a-holes taxing my whiskey, making it hard to get a little relief here and there.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Let's fight them. Let's go fight them.
Let's do it,
Let's
Jess.
go. Let's go fight them.
I like the plan, I like it a lot. There's Washington.
I'm here in 1804, where Thomas Jefferson is purchasing the Louisiana Territory from Napoleon.
I buy this much land for 10 million.
You buy this much land for 50 million.
I accept! In 1804, Meriwether Lewis and William Clark lead an expedition to explore the Louisiana Territory.
1812, Britain tried to reconquer America. They burned in the White House, but ultimately failed.
I am here in 1812, where Francis Scott Key is aboard a British ship riding the Star-Spangled Banner.
And rockets, red glare!
1823, the Monroe Doctrine states the U.S. and Europe will not meddle in each other's affairs.
Stop getting in on my business.
You know what? Why don't you just leave me alone?
I'm breaking up with you.
All the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies.
Eli Whitney was a famous inventor whose most famous invention was the cotton gin in 1789.
1838, at the Trail of Tears, the Indians are forced from their homes and moved west. Forced from home? Preston Brooks, your uncle is such a...
Here in 1856, Preston Brooks has become enraged over insults about his uncle from Charles Sumner.
I'm here in 1860, where William Russell has created the famous Pony Express, which is a mail carrying system that can take mail from the East Coast to the West Coast.
1850s, where Harriet Tubman is a hero of the Underground Railroad. She has risked her life to save more than 300 slaves.
Well, we're moving on up. Moving on up.
1836 at the Alamo, where the U.S. is holding strong against Mexican invaders.
3 days later.
Well, the Mexicans have won.
Oregon Trail of 1846 was the most important trail that led to Oregon and branched to California.
I'm here in 1849, where James Marshall has just discovered gold. As you can see, many others have caught this contagious gold fever.
Here in the 1850s, where Congress has just passed the Fugitive Slave Law, which allows the recapture of freed slaves.
I'm free!
Oh, no, you're not. 1861, where the first battle of the Civil War, known as Bull Run, is
And 7 years ago.
1863, where Abraham Lincoln is reciting the Gettysburg Address to honor the dead after the Battle of Gettysburg.
1863, where Lincoln has just freed all the slaves in the Union-controlled territories with the Emancipation Proclamation.
All the slaves are free!
I'm here on April 9th, 1865 at Appomattox Courthouse, where Lee is surrendering the entire Northern Virginia Army to Grant.
Lee, let's not fight anymore.
Grant, you're so right. I should surrender.
In 1865, Reconstruction was the national government's attempts to reconstruct the South after the Civil War.
In 1865, the 13th Amendment was adopted to prohibit slavery and end its traces.
1868, where the government has just passed the 14th and 15th Amendments, which states that slaves have full citizenship, the Confederate officers cannot hold office, and everyone can vote.
Yo, I'm black. And I can vote.
I'm a former Confederate officer, and I can still vote.
It's me, Mario, and I'm an immigrant and I can vote. Ulysses S. Grant was elected president in 1869, and despite his previous war accomplishments, was one of the worst presidents of his time.
In 1870, Andrew Carnegie invested heavily in the steel industry. I guess you could say he's a man of steel. 1870, with John D. Rockefeller, the first billionaire in America, who founded the Standard Oil Company. 1895, Booker T. Washington and W.B. Du Bois are arguing over blacks' rights.
I'm here in 1864 where we are building the Transcontinental Railroad that's going to stretch from the East Coast to the West Coast.
I'm here in 1867 where the United States is purchasing the icebox, also known as Alaska, from Russia. This is steel! 1898, the Spanish-American War was over. Spain's treatment of its colony in Cuba. One incident was the sinking of the USS Maine. Theodore Roosevelt was the leader of the Rough Riders and helped storm Spanish forts in the Spanish-American War in 1898. Henry Ford helped invent the first automobile and founded Ford Motor Company in 1903. The Wright brothers were the first to succeed in flying with their 12-second flight in 1903.